Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jackie and we're getting caught up in my Dylusions journal because I owe you guys some videos. This is where we left off on these pages and we'll hop right in. This again is my Dylusions journal, and if you want to try one you can pick them up at Michael's. I always start my months with one of these stickers that comes from the Dylusions sticker pad. There's a whole page of them in here. Yeah, see, I'm halfway through. So I use them all by the end of the year. On this day, I don't know about you guys, but I always save my flowers until the summer, and I realized this week that I was in it and I just wanted to use them all. So I used them, these are the the Dylusions die cuts. It's like these. They're on watercolor paper and they're funky. They're super funky. And I hadn't used any of the flowers yet. I had these for like 4 months, so I used a bunch. And I just colored them with my Zig Clean Color Real brush markers because they're nice and pigmented, and they're small tips, like they're fine brush tips, so you can get into narrow spots. So I colored them, and then I used a watercolor brush to blend them out so that they don't look too harsh. And then I just drew some stems. I just stuck them on the page and drew some stems, and I stuck on another leaf die cut. For the first time in the history of the journal, I did not color the back page. I thought I should leave it one time. So this was the time. I used some of the Dylusions washi tape up here to divide out my day. And this was elections week, so I cut this off my voter registration card, Elections Ontario. And my sister took a picture of me holding my ballot. I took a picture of her. We went for a walk. There's a park near where we work, so we went for a walk before work, and I took a picture of her at the stream. Oh, I picked up a glam wrap, which is like this fake hair thing from Revlon. I found it at the dollar store. You should look it up on YouTube if you're interested in figuring out how to do a messy bun really easily. So I was so excited about it that I cut this off the label and stuck it down. I do this kind of lettering a lot. To do that, I use my my Dylusions paint pens, and I just when I do the right hand or the left hand upstroke, I just make it wide and I stripe across the inside, and that's how I do that lettering. And I just put like some little dashes on the lines. I don't know what those are called, serifs? I'm not sure. So yeah, and that's just a die cut. On these pages, I was kind of impressed with myself that I used Easter colors, but it didn't look like an Easter page. So this one was one of these pages that has the art on it, and I love the Dylusions journal, but I don't like the art. I find the art is just not, I think this one was, yeah, it was the birds. And I do like the birds actually, but I'd already done the birds back here. So I don't want two bird pages. So I just covered it up with a jelly print. And I do my jelly prints on deli paper, so they're nice and thin. I just glue them down when I don't know what I want to do with the page. And it gives me a place to start. And then I use my watercolors to just put coordinating colors, purple and blue and yellow, and it all kind of worked out. I only got a couple little muddy spots, and where there was a muddy spot, I just stuck a sticker on it, stuck a photo on it, and it all worked out. I did a jelly print session actually, so I took a picture of those. And my friend put on a house concert, and it was so ambient, so I managed to capture that in a photo. And there's my sister and I inside sitting and listening. And I just used some glitter stickers. They were purple, and they didn't show up well enough, so I just used a black paint pen and I outlined them, and now they show up really nice. And I just circled outlined some of these hearts to match it, so the outline matches. These are stamps that I used to stamp out my friend's name. This is a Dylusions label sticker, and I just put some Mambi stickers on it. It was about my breakfast, and so I just put like some food stickers. This is one of the Dylusions border stamps and one of the Dylusions labels. Oh, and if I was talking about my glam wrap, that's what it looks like when it's in. It looks like this beautiful messy bun. I hit my target at work, so I just stamped out a big 49, which is my daily target, and I finally reached 49 deals because that was the first time I hit it. Sometimes when I don't have a lot of words, I just use dots to fill in all the empty space because I just can't leave empty space, and I don't know why. So that's what I did there. These I think are some of my prettiest pages yet. I just did some stenciling on the background. Like we started off with this, and so I just did some matching distress ink on the back of this page to sort of make them matchy-matchy. I did some stenciling, and then I took some Liquitex ink, magenta ink, because I had picked some up on clearance and I hadn't used it yet, and I used it to draw a border all around everything and to line between my days. And then I used a black brush pen to do an outline that kind of alternates between thick and thin, because I do find the whole beauty of this book is not being careful. It's just like making a mess, and the mess comes together if you do it consistently. I stamped out my days of the week using some, I think they're Webster Pages stamps. Die cut, picture, I've been doing some paint pouring experiments. I finally got one to work, so I put a picture of that. I've been doing a swap on the December Inspiration Facebook group. We're doing artist trading coins, so I took a picture of the artist trading coins that I made. This is a picture of my friend in her garden. And then I just put some butterfly die cuts because it's that time of the year. And they're so pretty, and they've been sitting in my stash for a year, so why shouldn't I use them? This page, I think I posted this on the Creative Journalers Facebook group. That's my Facebook group. If you guys want to connect with me on Facebook, that's the best way to do it. There's a link in the description box below. And I used my Neocolors, my Neocolor crayons, because again, they sit in my stash and I don't use them enough. So I just scribbled Neocolors all down the page, and then I blended them out with a baby wipe, and they gave me this beautiful sort of soft but saturated color look. I think it's really lovely. I'm going to do that more often. And on this page, the flowers are already drawn, so I just colored them in like they're already... Oh, I think we reached the end of the doubles. Yeah, I can't show you what it looked like. But yeah, I just colored those in with some my Zig Clean Color Real brush markers. And then I did some highlights with a white paint pen. I think it's a Posca pen. And these are just some Jane Davenport rub-ons here, and I did them in corresponding colors to this side of the page. Yeah, and I just had so much fun with these pages because they're such beautiful colors to work with. So blue's a color, so I used the blue on the green. Magenta's a color, so I used the magenta on the blue. Yellow's a color, so I used the yellow on the gray. Gray's a color, so I used the gray over here. Like it was just so much fun playing with the colors on these pages. And then I put in a couple of gold accents. This writing turned out bigger and bolder than I intended it to, but I think it still looks all right. My sister and I did a raclette dinner, and then I made a bread pudding in the morning because there was leftover baguette. This is done with my typewriter. I just distress inked a page gray, and then I just type on it and slice out the typing, glue it down. Picture of some Happy Mail I sent out. Yeah, I love these pages. These are some of my favorite ones. And then this is the end of June. Did some green because I don't do very much green, but I had picked up a stamp set at Michael's that had these people in it, and I forget what the name of the woman is that makes these. It's not Dylusions, but she's got a similar style, and so I stamped this person down, and I did some lettering, and then I just used green watercolor around them to kind of highlight them, so it's just like a little spot of art on the page. I had some jelly print scraps, so I put those down. And I just went to a song circle, so I put a picture of that. Okay, this one is silly. My husband, he walked out on me in November, and out of the blue, he sent me this gift in the mail this last week, and it brought me to tears. And so but it was tea, so I put tea ears. It's just a silly thing. This is how I use my space effectively, is I'm trying to capture the emotion of the moment. I'm trying to describe what it actually was, and I just put him so touched by this thoughtful gift. And so that's what that's kind of how I do it. I started playing a new video game, so I cut that out of the label. My sister thinks it's crazy that I decimate the packaging my video games come in for my journals, but this is the best way for me to remember things. And Pikmin's one of my favorite games, and the picture has the Pikmin in all this nest of clover, and I had all these clover Mambi stickers, so I thought I would tie it together and make it the theme of the page, and so I put clovers everywhere. Some Dylusions washi tape strip down here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And so that's as far as I'm actually done in this book. And then I have my next layout done, and I like to show you these so that you can see how the page starts. All I did on this one was, it was another one of these art pages. It was another one of these. It wasn't this one. It was one I really don't like. And so I just covered it, I just gessoed it to kind of dull it down, and then stuck a jelly print on top. So this is just one of my jelly prints, and I think it looks way nicer than what was there. And it doesn't add too much bulk to the page because it's that thin deli paper. And then to match it, I remembered I had a blue distress ink that's been sitting in my stash for a million years. So I just distress inked all over it. And I don't worry about getting it nice, because that's the beauty of this book, is just to keep it a little messy. And then I just stamped my days of the week on, and I stamped little boxes around them. That's a Dylusions stamp. And I used some pink pigment ink so that it would show up on top of the blue. And that's just a little piece of Dylusions washi. And yeah, that's what I'll start the week with, even though it's already Thursday. And then I'll just fill it with photos and writing, and you'll see it again in the next video to see how it turns out. So yeah, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll try to post a little more regularly going forward. Thanks so much. Bye.